Welcome to Pasta Time. On today's episode of Pasta Time, we're going to be making two different pastas. The first is tomato basil pasta, a simple yet flavorful dish. The second is pasta alla norcina, a pork sausage pasta with cream. We're going to start with ingredients. Our first ingredient is pasta, specifically spaghetti. The weight that you use is dependent on how many people you want to serve, but we're going to use 250 grams. Next, we've got dry basil. We're in the middle of winter. Fresh basil is not available. We've got a clove of garlic, a full onion, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, a can of tomatoes, pecorino cheese, Parmesan cheese, and all the tools we're going to use. The first step to making the sauce of the tomato basil is to add olive oil to a pan, and as soon as it heats up, you're going to add your onions. And we're not looking to cook these onions through, we're just looking to add some brown color to them before we add the tomatoes. So now that the onions have started to brown and are gaining some color, we're going to add just a touch of basil. After that, we're going to add the garlic that I chopped earlier. And we're just going to gently stir for a little bit, just to let all the flavors get to know each other. Now all the flavors are mixed, we're going to add a full can of our tomato sauce right in there. And mix that around. Get the onions into the tomato sauce. And right after that, we're going to add a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And mix that around as well. And we'll just let this sit, stirring gently, for about 15 minutes until it's got all cohesive and it's cooled down. So once your sauce starts to simmer, you're going to lower the heat to low heat and just let it sit there, stirring gently for 15 minutes. On the other side, while that's cooking, we're going to boil pasta. Mine is already boiled, and we're going to salt it liberally. You don't want to underseason your pasta. At this point, it's been about a minute. We're going to add our pasta. Just gently make sure it's all in there, and we're going to wait. So our pasta is boiled now. It is ready, and we're just going to dump all of that water into the colander with the pasta. At this point, we're going to put the pasta back in and dump all of our sauce that we've been very gently simmering in there. Get as much as you can, because you don't want to leave this behind. We're going to mix it up with the pasta. Make sure that everything is incorporated. Review time. There are 4 categories for this review: the texture, the seasoning, the sauce, and the presentation. So first, out of 10, what would you say the texture is?
I haven't tried it yet, but it looks gorgeous. The presentation is definitely 10 out of 10. I don't know if the sauce is liquid enough, but it is tasty and very well seasoned. The texture is just perfect. It's al dente as it should be. Yeah, so I think it could be a little more liquid. I think it evaporated slightly too much.
So a total out of 40.
35?
Now on to our second pasta. First, let's review the ingredients for pasta alla norcina. From left to right. First, we have olive oil. Then we have our small pasta, penne. We've got whipping cream, which is going to serve as our cream. We've got garlic. We have Italian sausages. We have pepper, salt, and to cover all the food groups, we have rapini, which is just underage broccoli. So now we're going to crumble our sausage and turn it into something we can cook with. So we're going to split it down the middle. Split the skin layer. And then peel it off. Doesn't really matter if you break the sausage doing this, because we're going to break it anyway. This is raw pork. You want to wash your hands with soap once you're done and not use the same knife for any other chopping you're going to do. And set that aside. There you go. So we've added our sausage into the frying pan and we're going to mix it around. We don't want any of it to burn and we want all the sides to be brown. So we're going to break it up in the pan and mix it around with the oil. So now that we have a vastly different product and I've broken down the sausage, we're just going to cover it on very low heat and let it cook in its own juices for about 10 minutes. So our water came to a boil and we've added the pasta and salted it beforehand, and we're just going to wait until this boils again. So now that our water is boiled, we added the pasta and we salted it beforehand, and we want to stir immediately as soon as we add the pasta. We don't want to let it sit for too long. So it's been about 10 minutes and we're going to uncover our sausages and then add cream. We're not going to add too much, we just want to add enough to just cover it. That should be good. And then we're just going to lower the heat and cook it for about 3 minutes, not too much, until it's ready. So when your pasta is almost ready, you're going to add all of this in here. Our pasta is ready and we're just going to drain it into a colander. So let's start with texture. Is the pasta too soft or too hard?
It's just perfect. The presentation could be a little more, I don't know how to describe it. It's all over the plate. Visually, it could look a little better, but it smells good, and the texture is just right. The sauce is very good, smells good, it's spicy enough, and I must say it looks very healthy to me because it has pasta and cream and yummy sausage and cheese, so every single food group and vegetable.
So out of 40, how would you rate it?
I would say 38.